Okay, let me just start off by saying the same thing every day. Thank you, God, and I have to be thankful. As stupid, let me compose myself because I'm clear here in the noise campaign. As idiotic as what's happened to me, I just have to be thankful. I listen to this perps excited about what's gonna happen to me, hoping there's this theatric of the torture I'm gonna go through is gonna is gonna erase the reality that they've been involved in something that just altered the brain. And it's, you know, and to hear the stupidity and the idiocy they want me to think of what's happening to me versus the reality of what it is, they failed. One thing I want to make sure in this video, that target individual, if you never hear from me again, I've never identified with this thing. It was clear alteration of my mind. It was clear manipulation of my mind. These clowns failed this facade. What we are, target individual, if you don't know yet, is we're test subject. The brain is altered. And most of us, target individual, I won't say most of us, a lot of us, target individual, deal with this technology that alter your brain. They can control you in ways that you can't understand. And a lot of it, some extreme manipulation where you get like sexual stimulation on whenever they want you to have. And it's something that you can feel. And they can create stimulation, sensations, and all that. And then because this technology is weaponized, they're weaponizing this technology by forcing you to have these arousals to torment you. And then they have this trash around you who's supposed to gaslight you. And the gimmicks are ridiculous. To get you to, it's like they try to gaslight the child. They go around when they make you have these experiences and look at their phone and just like look at their phone and just like, I'm looking at my phone. I just saw that. They do this basic basic gaslighting. That you look, it's like you clearly want me to see you looking at your phone so I can think that I'm not being manipulated because you are looking at your phone and you're just assessing. They want you to feel guilty for how they manipulate your brain. This is my experience as a target individual. That not only they manipulate my brain like a lot of target individuals, but they do things to try to present themselves as if like they're not manipulating your brain, but just observing, because it's their research that doesn't consist of manipulation. And then via V2K, you should hear these clowns using their tonality, and it's not hard to analyze what they're doing. You can hear them try to talk to you in ways that sound sensible. There's something there. We're not doing that. They are. It's not us. We're just observing. I'm thankful that in my life, I was not in their shoes where I'm like, yeah, no, I feel you. No. And then when you see that the target individual like me is not identified with this, oh, you're going to be tortured. They're going to fist you. It's like, let's go. By the way, they tell me I'm going to be tortured in this fashion once they have children, pretend to get raped. Those people obviously won't have this agenda of manipulating your brain this way. Clown. I wish they, like when they do that in front of me, oh my goodness, I'm like, yo, come over here, play this retard in front of me. You should see at the office when I see this one fucking hairy beard guy. He just look at me, I'm like, you piece of retard. They brought a child in the office. The child was somebody very, and they were stimulating me toward this kid. It's like 12-year-old kid. Nastiness. You saw the video. And I could see this guy beard up and all that. He looked like, oh, yeah, you compete. I'm like, what? Let me walk towards you. He walked away. He's like, okay, try to convince me I'm not being manipulated, clown. That's not a threat. I'm looking at you for the shit that you are, you fucking retard. Okay, yeah. I think this is naturally happening. You think a fucking shit like you that I don't know? Looking at me, these people are delusional. That's why people target individuals lose their mind and kill. And they think their behavior is going to be like, let's go. What? Oh, if you're willing to put your life at risk for this, go ahead, because I have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. These clowns are not going to leave their fantasy. You're going to do what you do, enjoy what you do, knowing that don't even waste your time behaving this way. This gimmicks is not making me think, oh my gosh, he's looking at me. Oh, he's shaking his head. I'm clearly not being manipulated. He's just looking at my brain that cannot be manipulated. Anybody who is observing of what's happened to you are aware that your brain is being manipulated. Please understand that. They know like, oh, this is the brain that's not being manipulated. Then they use these clowns like, no, we just protect these our research. It's gonna be a standardized way of investigating. They are being manipulating the brain, and these manipulations are old stuff. Some when I mean old stuff, I mean like sexual arousals, feeling of euphoria, those kind of things. They were already able to do that in the 50s. This fucker shit now. At the gaslight you, they want you to forget that, oh my gosh, they've been able to do that in the 50s. 2 days in the 2020s. None of that can be done. Because we talk like that. Yeah, they'll fit you, they'll kill you, they'll stab you, they'll rape you. Trash. To all these participants, trash, you failed. I know you manipulate my brain. They can fit, not fit, be too big, too small, whatever it is. You are manipulating my brain this way, you fucking trash. And I'm so glad that even though I'll be screaming because it fits or doesn't fit, that wasn't that, yeah, no, they'll fit you, they'll do this. You are changing the brain to make me have sexual arousal in these ways. And you can do that. And you do that and play the protector of children, you fucking shit. Now, if you want to behave in a way that makes me think that this is not happening, come on. Make that mistake. I mean, there's nothing to lose here. With your research that somehow went backward. They were able to do this in the 50s. Today, they can't do that. Fucking trash. It's the researchers of the people who can manipulate. Clowns. Truly wanting me to be... And it's funny, when some of the people who are supposed to negate that are children, right? I'm hearing these piped voices from like teenage sounding children. It's like, that's not real, because there's like testimonials of clear manipulation. Other target individuals says they can play with the sexual... They like to play with the libido in degrading ways. So they can make you have sexual arousals whenever they want you to. They want you to have sexual arousal, boom. Just like a butt, they can do anytime they want you. They control your brain in ways that's so disturbing. When they want you to crank your libido, make you have sexual arousal, woo! On cue whenever they want. Then they send these clowns are supposed to disorient. She's like, no, it's you. They will beat you to death. I said, oh, let's go. There was a woman walking her, I don't know if it's called a stroller. You know, like where you put the child in, but you can't even see. And she was coming toward me. You can't even see the child, right? They start stimulating me because the stroller was there. Stimulations. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just saw that's the standard. Poof, fucking trash. They paint the target images in a certain way. They make them look like they're the pedophiles. And then act like they're protecting children in this program. In my program, right, in my targeting, I should say, because I am in the same program as others, what they're doing is to be like, oh no, we're just investigating, we solved it, trash us, and then manipulate you. Then tell you all this theatric torture I'm going to go through, I've got to run to it. You made me fanatical. You know I can cut my own private part. Because that's something, there's a torture apparently that's going to make them think like I'm not being manipulated. I can do all of that. What they've done to me, when it comes to this, they've turned me into somebody who's fanatical enough to burn myself, to do this whole thing. Because I'm like, should I just run away, let them think that this is, or do that to myself so they understand, like, I'll never, matter of fact, let me do it to myself. I will run to my sufferance. I don't want to suffer. I'm a scary guy. I'm not somebody who wants pain and sufferance. I want to live a comfortable, soft life like everybody else. But for this, I'll run to it. And this trash, they come, I'll run. I will sprint to them. With this childlike trolling ways. Like, oh, you're not, huh? You're not? I'm like, what piece of shit? No, you're protecting children, trash. You're not manipulating. That's back in the 50s. Clowns. The way they in my brain, they've been rewiring things and just acting like they're investigating. Clowns are top tier pedophiles. You've seen the target individual. For me, it's been stacking over the reality of what these trash are. I can't wait to reveal, like they talk about, who employ me, who's bringing their children here in this office for the whole day. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Oh, Yeah, why would you benefit from that? Why would you bring a child here? You who can benefit from that. Would that make you look like you are here just like protecting the reason why you're involved in this because you yeah, right. Yesterday they were doing this thing where they tried to play me as a sexist. Like, you listen to the people who put me in this program, you damn fuck. You can't even say the name of a man who's raping children not too much younger than your daughter. And here you don't get research. Let's go get fisted. Let's go get tortured. Excuse my language. That's the things I'm told I'm going to experience. Let's go. And by the way, that's going to happen to me because a child's going to pretend to get raped. You see how children protective they are? Trash. Let them eat the reality. I'll run to that. What death comes to all of us. I could have lived trashy life like you. I wish that nothing but this whole life for these clowns. Nothing but this trashiness. Let them be hyped by it. Oh, it's you've turned me into some kind of like prophet-like individual, like a person who just gives you the obviousness here. And then when reality of that nature, that they're clearly manipulating me to have this experience toward children, toward these babies, whatever it is, and they clearly are the pedophiles. Oh no, what you did to Brittany Cornell, that was right. It was like, yeah, you want to bring up women in this program? Really? Yeah? You want me to bring up what you do to this woman? Huh? What tortures and horror that you do to this woman? The reason why I know you don't give a fuck about Brittany and Courtney, these perps are disgusting. They will not escape. As a target individual, just know this thing. They try to vilify you, they falsify who you are, and they alter you. When it comes to this V2K technology, not all target individual, I know target individual, not all of us deal with this alteration of the mind. Some of us just deal with gang stalking, poisoning, direct energy weapons, and things that of that nature that harm you, but those psychologically manipulate you. It manipulates you in a different way. It breaks you down psychologically because of the harassment, because of the poisoning, because of the direct energy, because of all that. But a lot of us, actually not, but some of us, if not a lot of us, also deal with the alteration of our mind. An obvious one, the ones that you're being altered, like that you're being manipulated. Maybe in cases they could do things that I'm being manipulated, but I won't know I'm being manipulated because it's not extreme, it's nothing crazy. But they do alteration and manipulation of your mind that are just degrading, tormenting. That's when you know you're being manipulated. It's not some like settled kind of manipulation. It's all of a sudden you look at a child, stimulation, like what the? And then they all pretend like, oh my gosh, we saw that. It's like, what? Those are the extreme stuff. They make you think in certain disturbing pedophilia-centric way. And like, what the? It's like, oh, we saw that. Oh, and then they make it clear that they're manipulating, but because this stuff started from nowhere. For me, on August 19, 2019, they were doing that all the time. And to add the stress to it, they will like make noise campaign every time they manipulate me. So they make me have this sexual arousal and they slam the doors, run around, and you're like, what the hell? Now, by doing that, one thing that made it even more clear is like, oh, we're clearly manipulating you. No need. You just started experiencing that since August 19, 2019, and all of a sudden, all this noise campaign, all these things. Oh, trashiness. And then to try to box in this disgusting things as if you're not being manipulated, tell you how you're going to be beat up, you're going to be stabbed up. I was like, let's go. You think this is going to make me identify with this? You should hear how these people interacting with you via V2K, how they're just trying to box it in. Oh, they're going to beat you up. It's like, okay, I'll run to them. Where are they? So we do this. So, you think that's what's going to make me think that you are manipulating my brain, or you're not manipulating my brain today? The whole theatrics was based on you wanting me to feel guilty for the way you manipulate me since August 19, 2019. I'm not going to let this trash even delude themselves to think that I don't know what they're doing. You failed. You can torture me, you can kill me, you can cut me, you can do all this. I don't care. I'll run to them. Target individual, know one thing for sure. Their job is to redesign you, repattern you in different ways. They can manipulate you if you're dealing with this manipulation. They're not here protecting the children. They're not here protecting women. They're the opposite of that. They're involved in something that destroys women, abuses, tortures children and women, do horrible things to them, suffocating them, sexually torturing them, babies. Then today, You, as a target individual, if you deal with the V2K and the synthetic telepathy, you are likely being manipulated in this pedophilia-centric way, which they done to others. Then for me, specifically, they try to play like, no, we're mapping, we're mining, and then they talk about, oh man, remember what you did as a child. Yeah, that was abuse. When they try to exaggerate what I did as a child in middle school, and this trash out here killing children. And today when they stimulate me and have my brain manipulated in this fashion toward children, they're like, nah, that's you, and mapped it to you as a child. Pff, God. When nurse, it's funny, they talk about their research. Is that research? When it's real research about children's brain, they're like, oh, actually, the brain of a child is not even structured the same as an adult, right? They're not fully developed. Basically saying that you shouldn't really, when you look at children and the way they act, the way they behave, you understand that children are not fully developed mentally, right? Saying the obvious. There's actually MRI imaging of comparing the brain of children. These clowns, to make you identify with this manipulation. For me, they said that my brain is like the way it is when you're a kid. Dumb trash. To try to convince you that you're not being manipulated, but you're just being mapped. Retardation. They're not doing that. They're altering my brain, changing it in the way they desire for me to experience things, which is going to be pedophilia centric. That's the tactics of breaking down the target individual. Then they have this surrounding and layers of people around you who are like, now and that is that research. Get you to have sexual arousal whenever they want you to have. It's like, oh, that's you. Pay. That's fucking trash. You're doing the basic ass manipulation of the mind that gives you sexual stimulation. And then try to play like, now we're mapped as our children. You bring your children there so you can manipulate my brain in these ways and then act like, oh, babies. Pay, they're going to take care of you. Let's go. Where are they? To be validated in these ways. And having these clowns that come in all shape and form, in whatever ways they try to convince you that they can't do that. And I love the fact that I can do this thing, and I love the fact that the way they just try to negate that is like, no, we're just mapped the brain. You map the brain to manipulate my brain, to change my brain to have these experiences, and then they want me, and then they try to behave in this like mean, mad way. I was like, okay, do that. Target individual. This is how obvious it is. Sometimes the validation are that easy to even find.
Experimental fact.
They can do these things here.
All through the night.
And want you to think that in their cases it was
dreams of torture.
Child pornography in their minds, and vice versa.
So they want me to think that in here, right? For me, they don't do this. They couldn't do it. They won't be able to manipulate my brain to get sexual arousals. But then you clearly find out that this is not even unique to you. Playing your libido is something they've done to others. Manipulating you to have sexual arousals, to force you to have sexual arousals. It's not unique to you. So you have these clowns like, no, we're mapped at. This is what it can do with this technology.
This technology can be used to sexually manipulate the target. It can make the target feel sexual arousal.
And so they have this, force you to have sexual arousals. And like, oh, they look at their phone, oh. And the sexual arousals are aimed toward children. So they play the protectors of children, and they walk around to try to convince you this. Like, oh my gosh, I just observed that. Oh, and then they use random stuff like attracted. Talk about me following somebody in 2014 who I thought was an adult. So they do this sexual stimulation toward like 12-year-old kid. And they're like, yeah, I'm not attracted. Remember 2014, you follow this person. I was like, this person looked like a grown woman or an adult almost my age. It's like, you think I'm going to let you think that I'm not being manipulated? These clowns are disgusting. And then they behave in certain ways and they look at their phones like, oh. And they do this pedophilia.
what is referred to as malodorance. This is the alteration of the smell sensation so that I am often made to smell various things, including smoke, burning, dirty diaper, or baby powder, which they sometimes combine with the pedophilia type of torture.
They do this pedophilia type of torture. They not only manipulate your libido, they can even make you perceive children in certain sexual ways. Little babies. Try to turn. It's so disgusting. So the older kids, this trash, they can do even more. But the babies. And play with your brains like, no, we're mapped. Do you really like that's how you look? You used to see kids when you were like a kid. They have no shame. And really think that if we behave in this retarded way, all of us, he's gonna and then obviously you clearly see me not identify with this. Oh, they tell me I'm gonna be tortured, you're gonna be in hell. Like, first of all, to put me in hell, you tell me you're gonna have children pretend to get raped. First validation that you are not here protecting children, you fucking shit. Whatever eye gouging, whatever I'm gonna go through, by having a child pretend, thank you for adding to these things. Because we all know that to protect children, children pretend to get raped. That's how the biggest I love the fuck that, and some of the people exciting them are people who present themselves as like this loving fathers, great fathers, but are you exciting the retards with no fucking parents to protect them or protect them from being influenced to do these things where they're supposed to pretend to get raped. Imagine as a parent, a group of people come to you and say, hey, can you just do this, okay? We'll just try. This guy is dangerous to children. Can you have your child pretend to get raped? You'll be like, what? Wait, what? Have my child wait, what? No, yeah, we need them. They're heroes. You won't even allow that. Maybe you just, okay, have your kid walk around, that's it. Then they do the manipulation. That's one thing. Okay, that's just in my brain. I deal with these disgusting things. It's going to be disturbing. They're going to mess with my brain. That's it. But to literally say on record, have a child, my child, to have something on record, act like she's a victim when she wasn't. What? For what? This guy, he's dying already. What the? Do you know the trashiness that is? But to me, I trash them again. The people over there taking their kids in basketball training and all that, they're exciting to do that? Never. You? Go, thank you, kids. Thank you, everybody. Great, life is gonna be amazing. These trash are nasty, low life. And then they do these things where they do these foul things to you. And they're like, oh, you threat. You dare to threat people who torture you. Yes. I do. People killing me, involved in a program that's killing women and children. Yes, I'll be threatful to them. People tell me they're framing me with children. I'll be very threatful to them. Yeah. Children acting like they were supposed to act like we're a couple because they're framing me. Oh, that is big time threat. Come near me. Come play my lover. Oh, it's not a threat. I guarantee you something bad's gonna happen. Come try to hold my hand and act like we're lovers or something. Or talk to me like we're interacting. I will slap the reality out back into you. I swear to God, this is not a threat. It's my duty. Your parents are not there to do that for you. I'll do it. If they're there, I'll do their job. Let's go get raped. That's what they tell me. Let's go. But let me make sure that I fuck your life up. This retard teenage kids. This trash or nothing. They've been humiliated by the reality. I'm dying anyways. I expose them for the trash that they are, working for governmental entities with pedophilia issue. They can even say a man who's raping 14-year-old kid. They have to say in that special way. Let's go. Some loserness trash working for pedophiles. How can we just stay strong? Death comes to all of us. And before I end this, actually, let me just make sure I bring up. They do this thing to teenage kids, of course. They do all the kids. He does the teenage ones are not the worst, but the babies is what disturbs me. But they do this thing. I took a screenshot every time I think there's a teenage kid that they're forcing me to get sexual stimulation. They start creating mental battles in my brain too. My mind is altered in ways that was almost mentally retarded. And I hope you can hear these clowns making those campaign. That's the way they're supposed to gaslight me. I don't know which one. There's one that's just too stupid. I don't even want to bring it up because it's just another level of idiocy. But there was this like ad here, and I see the ad. I'm like, that ad look like they look like teenagers. I take a screenshot immediately. Is it? I didn't go through it. There's an ad, and I'll show you maybe next time. It's the same thing, and it looked like teenager. I took a screenshot immediately, because they tried to mess with my brain. Right? They do that to the babies. I was looking at the babies. They're doing that towards. So, it's to the older kids is for sure, and so it's for sure that it's gonna be manipulated. But it's gonna be even easier to manipulate if they can do that for the babies. I took a screenshot, and then they try to create mental battles because it's a Facebook ad, right? And I'm like, Facebook is becoming no longer what is like an older social media. It's the first one. So now like the younger crowd don't go on Facebook. I myself, I rarely go on Facebook. And they try to create mental battles like maybe they're not teenage kids. And I was like, let me go see the video for a second. They try to make me think that maybe they're not. And then I'm realizing, no man, they're teenage kids. I'll go with it. They're teenagers. They're teenage kids. There's no. I already took a screenshot. They look like teenage kids. Whatever they are, to me, they're teenage kids. But they try to create mental battles. Like, in my thoughts, it goes like, oh, I don't have to lie. What? And then they create this mental battles. Like, yeah, you see, you're a liar. What I just say, I know doesn't make sense. And as a target individual, you know that your thought process are manipulated. It's hard for me to articulate what I just experienced and try to make logical articulation of what just happened to me. Let's just say that they are making you have these experiences, but they also want to convince you that you should identify with this. And the mental battles are those mental manipulations. They create mental battles with manipulating your brain. I don't know if they will try to push you into like a psychosis type of state of mind, but it's clear that they want you to identify with this. And it's still nasty. And one thing I want to wrap this video with, today, they tell me I'm going to be stabbed, I'm going to create all this. Listen, I know everybody's participant is aware, okay? These people want to make me think, or they want me to be thinking, these criminals are going to do these horrible things to me. They don't know about this, that I'm being manipulated. We convinced them that was real. I'm like, listen, if you can do this, knowing that I'm being manipulated, anybody can. So you tell me somebody who can kill somebody cold-blooded wouldn't want to participate in that? They'll be the first one to join this thing and manipulate people in these ways. So I'm not worried if they know or they don't know. Most likely they know. I think everybody here know I'm being manipulated. But you're not going to convince me by somebody who already is a criminal, who doesn't play the normal person, the sensible person, won't know these things. Not only they will know this, they'll be participating. They'll love it more than you. They'll be the first one to do it. They want me to think that, oh, everybody, they don't know. That's what they know. They know I'm being manipulated. I'm going toward them. You know very well. And matter of fact, he will do this thing before you do it. He doesn't even need to play himself as a good person. He knows he's a criminal. He knows he's a lowlife. He doesn't need to play the nice person. He'll kill a person cold-blooded for nothing. So you tell me he can do this? They're like, no, they know. It's like, they know the real you. It's like, yeah, they know I'm being manipulated. They'll be the first one to, you think that they'll be like, oh my gosh, no, this is manipulation now. What? I'm like, let me join in. Let me play with his brain like that. What? This is stimulation there? It's going to be amazingly fun. And so when I walk towards somebody who has a machete who's gonna kill me, I'm like, let's go. You can kill somebody just without none of these things. You can do that to a woman. You probably can kill a woman with nothing, like with your bare hands. What I think that you won't be in this and be like, let me just involve myself in this. At least I respect these people better. They know they're trash. They know they're criminals. This low life participate in that. Try to be normal. Normalizing this thing. Standardizing this thing. Those are the worst. Because they still see themselves as just like brave, daring people. Fucking trash. So Target Vigil, I want to wrap up this video by saying this. I know there's a lot of venting. I'm currently isolated, so me expressing myself is a way to just let it out. These people are shocked when I go in the outside that I'm not identified with this. It's because I've understood the reality. I've accepted that my brain is going to be altered based on whatever they desire for me to experience. If they want me to feel these experiences, they will make me have this. They want me to have sexual stimulation, they'll make me have sexual stimulation. Whatever they want, they'll make me have that experience. And then they'll try to make you feel guilty for the experiences that they designed for you to experience. The behaviors, the gimmickiness that you're going to see are gimmicky and behave that way for you to identify with this. This has been my experience as a target individual, and that's what they do. It's easy to figure out. I'm not a genius. I'm clearly seeing, oh, it's like, for example, if I implanted something in your some kind of drug, and then I wanted you to think it's yours, I'm like, oh my God, oh. When I'm the one who did this. So for you, target individual, you know who you are. Please understand, this effort around you is designed to make you identify with this false persona. Stay strong and don't identify. Whatever it takes. Me videos help me. They gave me strength in reinforcing reality instead of getting lost in their fantasized, disgusting manipulations. I know there'll be a day I won't be able to speak, but please understand, if you get anything from me, if you watch my video, never watch it again, watch me disappear or die, please understand, regardless of my name and what, I've never identified with this trash and low life. I'd rather have no life, be dead, buried, living like garbage than living like them. Stay strong and don't identify with these things.